Hey, how's it going? So I did a unboxing video of this 1200Q Chinese firing system last year. It was just a short video on what you could expect the condition of the firing system to be in when it arrives to your house. There was nothing too in-depth about it. Just the name of it, how many Qs you could end up shooting, and stuff like that as far as that goes. And I shot it for 4th of July last year, and I kind of wanted to do another follow-up video on it to let you guys know how I thought it performed, and do a short programming video per request, and just get that going for that guy who asked. So without further ado, so I bought this last year. I can't remember the exact price. It's in the video I posted from the unboxing. It was a good deal. I was happy with the price. It got here pretty quick. It got here in pretty good condition as far as I'm concerned. Some of the buttons were a little worn. I've seen other videos where people had the same problem. It's not that big of a deal. All the buttons worked pretty good. One problem I did have with this system, I'm not sure if anybody else has had this problem. When I started my show, I didn't do any test fires. I didn't realize how long it was going to actually take me to fuse up everything I had. It was a little overwhelming. It got really late, so I just had everything to its thought, as good as I could do, and just went on with the show. And I ended up having 3 firing stations, a left, a right, and a middle. So my first hit was one from the left, one from the right, one from the middle, and everything went off fine. And this thing's supposed to be good within 300 meters, and I was well within that range. So the music's going, people are watching, it's cool. That's my first hit. I go to hit my second cue and nothing happens. So obviously it was super embarrassing. So I had to pause the music. I'm sitting there looking like, you know what the hell's going on here? I walk down, everything's still on, all my modules are still on, everything's showing that it's armed. So I come back, I try to move up another 15 or 20 feet, hoping maybe it was just a little bit out of range. Nothing, still nothing. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, this sucks, this is so embarrassing. All these people came, now nothing. So finally I ended up, what I happened to do was, when I first started shooting, my antenna was all the way up. So first hit went good, second thing nothing. I ended up having to push my antenna all the way down, and that's when it finally started working again. And from that point on, I had no issues. So I don't know if it was because there was a little bit of cloud cover or what. Maybe someone else can help with that if they've had similar issues. But for me, once I moved up 20 feet, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or if it was just the antenna. But once I depressed the antenna all the way down, everything worked really good again. One thing I will say, I tried to do too much with this system. I had no scab wire, so obviously I couldn't run 60, 70, 100 feet of scab wire in between modules. So I kind of screwed myself a little bit as far as having 3 different firing stations, because I ended up having, I think my first 1 through 12 Qs were on the outsides on the left and right, and then my second 12, or whatever, you know what I mean, on the second channel, were in the middle. But the way I had it set up, and I didn't pay too much attention, well, enough attention, was before my first 12 Qs were up, I had in my show fireworks that needed to go off from the middle. So I ended up having to go from area 1 to area 2 and back and forth, and it really sucked, and it made it really difficult. So I would say if you plan on doing more than one station, to really take your time and make sure that everything's in the proper order, so you're not having to go from area 1 to area 2, 3, 4, what have you, and then come back, because it just makes things very difficult. Other than that, it worked pretty good. I think this year I will try to do some test fires from different ranges with the antenna up and down, just to make sure everything's good. But other than that, I think it's a good deal. I think it works really well. Don't try to do too much with it. If you do, or if you're smarter than me, better at programming, more power to you. Just take your time and make sure you do things right and safe. But for the programming, I just wanted to show you guys how to program 2 modules to the same channel, to the same set of Qs. So obviously these come with 4 channel modules. I call these modules, some people might call them other things. So I call these modules, I call this my remote. I call these channels, even though it says areas, you can call it districts if you want to. I call it channels because that's what I like calling it. So right now, the one on the left is hooked up to channel number 0, which would be 1, but anyway, that one's hooked up to channel 0. So when I hit 1, move back a little bit, you'll see it go off 1. Channel 1, Q1. If I hit rapid fire, it'll go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? You notice how this one didn't go off when I hit anything, because this one right over here on the right is programmed to channel number 1, which would be channel number 2, but obviously it starts with 0. So, Q1, rapid fire, modules on channel 1. If I switch to channel 1, which would be channel 2, obviously, then I hit number 1, the right module will go off. Rapid fire, 1, 2, 3, 4. All fire, they all go off at once. So for the person asking how you program 2 modules to the same channel, to the same 4 Qs, this is all you gotta do. Go back to your area 0, which is what this module right here is on. Go up to your little middle button here. Take a toothpick, see if I can get it in there. Cut off the end so it's flat. Push in this middle hole until it starts blinking. Then come down and press the number 1. And you'll see how it starts off at number 1. So now both of these modules are programmed to area 0, channel 1, channel 0, or Qs 1 through 4. So now, if you want to have 2 different stations, 1 and 2, what have you, whatever, however you want to do it, when you hit number 1, it'll go off on both of these modules, and I'll show you that right now. So, channel 0, Q1, watch both the modules. Both go off. Try it again. Boom. 2. 3. Seemed like it didn't work on the right one for some reason. I don't know why. Try to turn our remote up a little bit. Like I said, this thing can be finicky. So that's one thing you want to test out. Look at that. Antenna fully up. Hit to number 3. Nothing happened. Number 4. Nothing happened. Number 1 works fine. Number 2 works fine. Nothing on 3. Nothing on 4. Rapid fire all works, so maybe my button number 4 is not working on this. Or 3. I don't know. So let's go ahead and we'll try to figure this out. So now that you know how to put both of these on the same set of Qs, same channel, we'll go back and I'll show you how to program this to number 5 through 8. So let's go back. Press down the button until it blinks. Come up here, hit number 5. Go down. Good. Oh, why isn't it working? Something with this antenna, because it works fine there. So that's definitely something I'm going to need to look into. Maybe you will look into it as well. So now, let's see if it works. So this should be 1 through 4, 5 through 8. 1, 2, 3. Now it's working with the antenna down. Odd. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, rapid fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All fire. So yeah, that's it. That's kind of odd. I don't know what's up with this remote and the antenna, but it definitely seems to work a lot better when it's collapsed than when it's fully extended. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Nothing again. That's very strange. I don't know how it has to do with how close the modules are. But yeah, so if you have any other questions or you need another video, just let me know. Hit me up with your email and I'll see what I can do for you. Thank you. Have a good one.